The village elders of Fiji's Serua Island always thought they would be buried here, alongside the chiefs. That was before the impacts of climate change. Now, at high tide, the rising Pacific Ocean breaches the sea wall and floods the village, saltwater inundating gardens. The community is running out of ways to adapt and now faces the same painful decision as many other coastal villages here: stay or relocate to Fiji's main island to secure a future for the next generation.
I'm gonna miss everything that's surrounding this island, the trees, everything, the atmosphere, but we need to do something.
Resident Simisi Madanawa says the 80 villagers must move, given the flooding, erosion and exposure to extreme weather.
The water comes in, and we are discussing among ourselves to relocate or get land reclamation done in the island and building a seawall.
This is one community that has successfully relocated from their old village of Vuni Dogoloa in 2014. That move made Fiji the first Pacific Island nation to relocate a community because of rising sea levels.
Yes, to relocate, it was a scratch for my community.
Sailosi Ramatu was village headman at the time of the move. He and the villagers had invited officials to see how they lived, with water up to their knees. Ramatu says salt water had destroyed the ability of the 150 residents to grow crops, but that it still took time to persuade the elders to move. He and many others still visit the old village almost daily to reconnect with their past and feel the presence of their families and former chiefs who remain buried here.
We miss this community so much, because we learned many things about custom, tradition, the way of life here, as we are Fijian, how we link to the soil, how we link to the land we live, in our culture. We understand as we were taught from our parents, because we left our grandparents behind. We left our big houses behind. We left the sea.
Many Fijians say they want developed nations that contributed the most to global warming to not only curb their emissions, but pay for the steps islanders are having to take. 6 Fiji villages have moved or plan to with government support, and a new process to prioritise the most urgent relocations is still under development.
We want to say if the world can work together, the leaders of the world can work together. It means to combat into the impact of climate change, to make a decision.
Madanawa is unsure when it will be feasible for his village to relocate, due to funding and the hesitation of many village elders to leave their homes. But he knows change has to happen.
It takes time. It takes time for an idea to settle in the hearts of us human beings, so that we can accept the changes that are coming.